Hello, everyone. Real quick up front, we mention bonus films frequently in this episode, but we don't get into what those films are. So we've created a list on our website. You can go to mission250filmcast.com/last50, last50, or you can go to the menu and it's called the last 50 there as well to see all the films we watched in the last 50 on the IMDb list, plus the 46 bonus episodes. So check that out, and here's the episode.
This podcast is not rated. Listener discretion advised. Mission 250.
All right, the warning is that
we're not watching a movie.
If this is your first episode, which at this point, I don't know how that would be the case.
It could be.
It could be.
Stumble on it. You're
That's
just
true.
bored.
Yeah, we're not on social media anymore, so I don't know how that works. But yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know either.
It works well for my mental health. I'll tell
Yeah,
you.
me too.
I mean, again, it's all about being happy. So,
Yeah.
But if this is your first episode, or if you're looking for a normal episode or looking for trivia or anything like that, this isn't the episode. This is for us. This is our selfish.
right.
We used to do this once
This is
a year.
not the time, and we are not those people.
That's right. And we used to do this every year, but since the pandemic started, we've been doing bonus episodes every other movie, and we also took a couple of breaks there for necessary reasons. Yep. And it is now 2.5 years later, surprisingly. So we have a lot. It's going to be a lot harder to remember exactly what movies we liked.
Putting together the list was impossible.
Yeah. I did some guessing, but again, we are about to embark on the top 50. But so before we do that, we're going to talk about the last 50 that we watched.
That's right.
Along with the last however many other films that we watched.
50 list movies. So 50 of the top. Yep. It's 100 to 51 of the IMDb top movies ever we watched, except for one, The Dark Knight Rises. We're saving that one for number 4 is The Dark Knight, so
and
we're saving
you can
that
wait
for that.
as long as you want to wait on that. I don't care.
And we also jumped ahead and watched the first 2 Star Wars movies of the original trilogy. We're not voting on those 2 this time because that would be cheating. I think that would be unfair. So they're out of the contention right now.
Yep, those would be total ringers.
Yeah. Plus, so those 50 plus 46 bonus episodes we did over the pandemic. 46. We started with The Irishman in 2020 in like February or something. And I also wanted to mention that so far we've done 282 episodes of this podcast total.
Nice.
How?
Awesome.
How? Yeah. I saw that. I was like, I got to mention this. This is insane.
Yeah.
We're above 250 and we still have probably close to another 100 episodes to go.
Probably, yeah.
How many gray hairs do you think we accrue every episode?
I don't like to think about it.
I don't know. I mean, yeah, but not because of this. This is fun.
Yeah.
But yeah.
No. I'm just saying the length of time this has been going on.
It is, yes. I think it's preventative. I have a retrospective of the list so we can break things up with. So I reran like the differentiator but I ran it from when we started again. So we'll talk about
maybe
what
that in the middle.
Changed
you think
in the list? Yeah. I think in the middle would be good for that. So yeah, but that's it could be some interesting conversation there.
I also wanted to say, just for appreciation of you two, these past 2.5 years have been like really shitty in a lot of ways, and this has always been fun. So
yeah,
true.
Really appreciate it. I'm glad we kept this going, even though we had to take breaks every once in a while. So. Yeah,
I agree. When we've had to take the breaks, I miss it a lot. I miss it a lot.
Yeah.
And so same.
Oh, you guys are a bunch of fucking wimps. Shut the fuck up.
I should have saved this for later.
What fucking Jesus? Who the fuck are you? Right, you are not those guys. This is not the fucking time. Tell me your fucking movies.
No,
sorry. If our like, expression of gratefulness is making you uncomfortable, Timmy.
Timmy
is a defense mechanism.
Timmy doesn't like. Timmy doesn't like
Timmy,
emotion.
It's not your fault. It's not your fault.
See, I love that reference.
I know it works.
Yeah, I love that. It was perfect.
Timmy totally needs the therapist to like.
Yeah,
repeat
that's
a
right.
thing, something
That's right. I
100
need to
times
sit there
him.
and cry in Timmy voice.
Breakthrough.
Right.
He'd still punch the therapist though.
Oh, on the way out and say thank you right after.
Yeah, right.
Larry of Arabia is a new character in the past 2.5 years.
Yep.
Saudi Arabia.
Good addition.
I couldn't put that on my list. I almost put that on my list, but then I was like, I can't diss.
No spoilers.
Oh, spoilers. All right. So let's get. So John,
Well,
you want to do
I mean, there's a lot to put on the list.
That's
That's not
true.
really spoiling
I
it that bad,
know.
right? I mean,
How are we
Jesus
gonna?
Christ.
You got a sense of what our schedule is here?
Yeah, so I'm going to do a rule thing first, but did you have an update? Do you want to do that now, or do you want to save that for the halftime or whatever?
That should be a halftime. You mean the list
Halftime
update?
thing? Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's a halftime thing.
So, all right, let's get to the rules. So,
Okay.
per usual, I sent our rankings to my brother, Sean. Thanks, Sean, as
Our
always.
personal manager.
Yes, who's also coming up with a new theme song for the last 50, of course.
Oh, great.
A variation of our classic theme song already.
I still like it, Sean. Again, I still am happy with it.
Yep.
So it's kind of nice.
You know what?
pretty
I'm
surprising.
gonna write the credit song.
Oh, okay.
Well, you're
That's
going to have
my
to
challenge.
Or we can vote
That's
you
my-
out. We'll see. Try it.
Yeah.
Try it.
Yeah. The last
Oh,
song
no.
that plays on the last episode.
Oh, there you go.
I see.
Yeah.
You
The
get
credits.
that.
The credits.
What do you
Yeah.
want the sign
Oh yeah,
off?
no. Sean's got the 50s ones. He's
Okay,
got to
no,
do
no,
those.
He's got the
Those got to
promo stuff,
finish.
but all right,
Yeah.
all right.
All right, you
No, I
only
got
have
the
3
last
years,
one.
TC, to do it, all right? 3
I think I can
years.
handle it. I think I can handle it. Yeah.
So I sent Sean our lists. I don't even know why I did this, to be honest. He sent me a list back with information on it that, like, I don't know what your guys' picks are, but he sent me information that I don't know how to use. I pretty much, I think I'm just going to say a lot of our, so we have a top 5, bottom 3. So top 5 best movies we each picked from the last 50 of the IMDb list movies. And then also the bottom 3, which is the worst of the IMDb list movies. And then, since we did a lot of bonus episodes, we're doing a top 3, bottom 2, which are all the bonus episodes that are not on the list. We're doing our favorite 3 and our least favorite 2 of those list movies also separately.
Okay. And I forget why we sent, we would, I think before we'd sent it to Sean because we'd worry about too much overlap or something.
And I
I can't remember why.
I don't remember why we
Here's
did
the
either. I was
thing,
like,
'cause-
is he coming on the show? I can't even remember.
This has not happened, I don't think, before, but like, I think in the top 5 of the list movies, there's going to be some overlap.
Right.
But I don't know how to use that information and to do anything differently than we would have done anyway.
No. What our
True.
typical rule is we start
seemed
at the
to make
bottom,
sense
we
before.
Yeah, I was
go
doing it
around
for a
and-
reason, but it was fucking 5 years
I forgot
ago.
why.
So
Yeah. We'd worked it out and it made sense then. I don't remember why. But we still have this thing where we'll each start at the bottom of the list, go around. If somebody
start at
says
your
a
number
movie-
5 favorite.
Start at your
right?
number 5. But if somebody says a movie that is ranked higher in somebody else's list, that other person gets to go first to
Say
talk about
I go
the movie.
first, and my number 5 is TC's number 2. TC goes, that's my number 2, and TC
And then he gets to
reviews
talk
it
about it
first.
first.
Because
Yes,
it's higher on
that-
his list, because we don't
Yes.
want to overlap. We don't want to repeat ourselves in the reviews, with the exception of number 1s. If it's your number 1, save that.
Right.
And don't-
exactly.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone
TC
will
didn't-
talk about their
number
Typical.
ones.
So TC's already like, this happened last time too. He's like,
Typical that I'm always talking about number 2.
Yeah. Well, at
So-
least,
so
TC,
no,
does
right.
this make sense to you?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean,
he's got it this
Okay.
time. This is like the
Yeah.
4th
Hey,
time. And
last time you're like, I don't fucking
you're like,
get
these-
what
you got to
do.
write this down.
Guys,
It's too many
guys,
rules.
I don't even remember my list. I have to turn on the
Oh,
laptop.
God,
Don't worry,
no,
I'll find out.
check it out.
I had to bring mine up too.
I was
There's
like,
too-
shit,
too
we have to
many.
read from the list? Fuck, I got to get it back
Yeah.
up on the screen. I don't have shit.
So what do we start with? Do we start with the extra episodes or the legitimate movies
With the
first? Do you have
legit
a-
Should we start with the
Movies.
bonus? Nah,
No.
you
No,
think?
okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Bonus comes second.
I think
Because
so.
if we start with the bonus
Okay.
first, then we end up on our actual podcast.
Right.
list,
Okay,
and then we
so
finish the
if
podcast
you're only interested in
as
the
the
list movies,
podcast.
skip about halfway through this episode is what I would say.
Yeah.
Probably. There you go.
That's right.
So I think that's
Yeah,
a good
fine.
idea. I was thinking
Okay.
real episodes first, just in case people didn't care about the bonus episodes because they're kind of half picked by us and
Like, I only
have
want
less
to
of a,
watch the
I don't know,
critically
weight to them or
reviewed
something.
films
Yeah, but
I
that
don't
then
know.
are
there's
on
no
the
then
list
there's
they
no
froze 3
reason to
years
finish
ago.
the episode.
that's true.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
We're stringing it along, fuckers. Here we go. We're doing the
Ah.
bonus
We
episodes
We
first.
tried to think about you and then we gave up.
Yeah, that's right. We're doing it for the ratings.
That's about right.
We're doing full listens. That's our main priority.
Okay.
Yeah, in India. That's our main.
Yeah.
If India, if
So-
you're listening, you help us out, guys.
That's right.
'cause we got nobody
Set
else.
the boss on this episode. We need
If
it.
you guys know Amir Khan, send him my way because he's my man.
Oh yeah. Awesome, dude. One thing is a little different too this time is we did, I know Denny and I did, I don't know if TC did, but we put down some honorable mentions. I don't know if...
Which is kind of, I don't know, John, do we even want to do that? It's kind of copping out a little bit, don't you think?
It is a little bit, but...
Because it was hard, I thought I had a hard time doing 5.
You know what? Well, but we will say, like, while we're doing the list, like, you can maybe add, that was one of my honorable mentions. If you want, while somebody else mentions
like a little,
it.
like a little mention of the honorable mention. Just a mention of the honorable
mention. Like, it was, because it was hard this time. This time was hard.
It was.
It
was.
I had a list of like 15 movies that I had to like sift through.
See, I didn't. I did 5, and then I did one of these. I did 5, and then I read through the rest of the list and was like, shit, fuck, damn it, I can't do it. I can't put that one in.
Yeah,
how do I gotta do this? Right, that's basically how I ended up with my 5 at the end.
Yeah. Because the we're in the like 50 to 100 of the top 50, and they're all pretty damn good mostly. And then the other films
gleaming
exceptions, and the other films we all decided to watch. So most of those, at least one of us wanted to watch it, and most of the time that
doesn't mean it turned out well though.
Most of the time it did though, because I was going through it and like I like that. But most of the time. So we're doing the bonus list. We're doing the top 3. Bottom 2. And for this one, I think we're doing the same rules about passing it if someone else has it higher on the list. Right.
Except for number 1.
That's right.
John.
So top 3.
From the 46 bonus movies we watched in the past 2.5 years, what is your third favorite bonus movie?
My third favorite was Shaun of the Dead. Because I've started to have like a real respect for comedy in terms of it like having staying power. I've started to. I thought, I don't know. I've learned to laugh. Part of it's because of you guys. Thank you.
That's
this
sweet.
is going to be a tearjerker.
It's just, I don't know.
It's a tearjerker, kid.
I think I used to think of comedy might be easy or something, or like that's just a funny movie, so it's not like a serious movie. I don't know. So I just feel like if you make a movie that you can watch over and over again. Yeah, right? It's not dark.
Laughing's for the rubes.
There's nothing real about that. But Shaun of the Dead, I just love it every time I see it. It's such a happy movie, and even though it's about a zombie apocalypse, it is so well done, and the characters are so charming. And every time I see it, just makes me feel good to watch it. And I, as many times as I watched it, and we watched the whole Coronado trilogy, and I kind of feel like it's diminishing returns after that, but I still like all 3 films. I think Simon Pegg is just amazing in that role, and so is Nick Frost. Like they're just sort of iconic to me in those roles. The way the film interleaves things, and like it does like the repeated like scenes, but everything's different in each scene, which is normally something I kind of hate. But they do it really super well. The way they do the quick cuts and they do the interleaving of dialogue. I just love the film. So and it's just it's probably one of like the I don't know. It's just a very joyful experience to watch it. So
I like it how it's kind of for nerds too, right? There's like a lot of nerdy jokes in there too. So as a nerd, you kind of feel like seen or whatever.
You've been heard.
Yeah.
You've been seen.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Yeah. So that was my number 3.
That was good.
And
number 3. No.
Number 3.
Number unless
3.
it was a number 1, John. There's only 3 here. Come on, give us a chance.
Give us a chance. I didn't have it.
TC spoilers.
Number 1. That's true.
Right.
What do you want? I mean, am I up next? Who's up next? I don't even know how this goes.
Look at that.
TC.
So bottom 3 for number 3?
No. What are you doing?
Top 3? Bottom 3 for the bottom third for the what?
Why isn't TC going last?
I had Parasite.
I got a bunch of numbers here.
You had Parasite for your third favorite?
Yeah.
Me too. So I think you get to go first because we're tied.
TC
so I loved Parasite. No, I thought it was really cool.
I thought
yes
after everything you say.
I think about remembering the podcast, actually, the most cool thing that I learned from that was the fact that they built the house for the movie.
Yes.
Oh, right.
I really liked that. I thought that was outside of the box thinking. That is like, I kind of like blew my mind because in all my years of working around film, I just never really, I thought you just built stuff in studio. That's where I figured you build shit. You don't build it like on a plot in a place.
It's because that's what you do still.
Yeah,
Parasite is different for sure.
I know. It's just, it's part of the process usually, but it's usually done in a very controlled environment. So this is kind of cool that they built this house, and I mean, it really looked great. And I just liked the way those characters interacted with each other. I thought that it was It was funny. It was sad. It was, it dealt with some real issues like classism, and it.
Oh yeah,
it was scary.
It was scary. It was tense.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, it was it was all the things. I mean, it like hit every nerve, that you could have really, and
it hit them all perfectly too. Like everything it tried, it succeeded in. I think,
and I think it was cool too because it's not an American culture, so like we're learning a more than just the usual. Like when it was Room. I got to figure what was going to happen here. Great, it's just some chicks stuck in a room. Woo. But like, they're stuck in a room. A little bit different. They're under a table. The people are in the room.
Stuck in a
There's
basement.
Kitty grabbing.
Yeah.
And it's weird. It's not the same room. So, no, I just thought it was a great flick. And I was very happy that we did it on this podcast. And I mean, shit, the fact that it won all the awards, it was just a hell of a year for that movie. And that's a memorable moment for me.
Yeah, I don't think has there been a foreign movie that has won Best Picture before? I don't think there had been, right?
That was a first.
Sure.
Right?
That was a first,
Yeah.
and I remember we did the episode the night before the Oscars or something,
Yeah, I think that was right.
which was kind of weird, like because it just became available. I agree with everything you said, TC. The way it looks, like the movie looks incredible. Like all the set design, like inside the house, is also part of the plot in a weird way. Like the movie does really strange shit that I don't think I've seen before. Like the table in the living room is a very important thing. The kitchen is very important. The bedroom and the art on the walls is very important to the plot, right? Like when do set dressings, when do they lend themselves into the plot?
I mean, usually it's supposed to be, but it's like that was very hyper. You're hyper aware of it in that movie, yeah.
And it works.
Definitely.
Like, I mean, it makes me think when they're writing the script and they're just like, all right, they're hiding under the table in the living room next to the couch where the parents are fucking. I'd read a script and be like, you can't do that and make it look convincing. But they did in the movie. Like, they 100% did. Like, all that scene, I would think written down was like, you can't make this convincing because this is stupid.
Well, if you talk, like when we talked to Ryan would have you think, and so as I've been reading about writing, that's the whole point, actually, is that like when they're writing it, the person's trying to think in their head, how could this look to tell the story? And then you write it after that, right?
But usually in movies like with that type of reaching, it's usually not realistic in the first place. There's usually like kind of a movie thing you accept. But in Parasite, it seems so like grounded and realistic because like the sound design, the way it looks, the acting, all that stuff.
To get to that one scene, it took a lot of setup. It took all these stories weaving together to all lead the family into that one room. So I think, it's a really good writing for sure.
Yeah. So and the best part about it is that we all went in blind. And for me, that was like the best part because the first 45 minutes or an hour or whatever, you're just completely clueless. Like, what are these people going on about? I'm totally engaged, but like, what the fuck is this about? And then it finally clicks, and then it starts taking left turns until the very end.
And it just
takes off.
And it doesn't
ever
lose you, right? Yeah. Like it has you, and it brings you to weird,
and it's like
weird
all these
places.
little elements keep adding on to each other the whole time. So it's a very linear, but like, it's the same. I kind of like music that way too, right? Where like the crescendo it happens, right? And then you finally hit that climax, and it's like, and then all of a sudden you're into these little splintered off like routes, and that's kind of what happened. It felt like a orchestra like climax, or sex, whatever you want to call it.
All the good things, orchestra and sex. Parasite is an orchestra of
it's
sex.
all those things. Yeah, So it's what I'm saying
that's
is
a great
it's all
quote
them
to put on
things.
the poster.
We need to reprint the Blu-ray covers, boss. We got the best quote I've ever heard.
Yeah, it's an orchestra is a sexing,
No, it was unique. It was definitely, I think, and I love that experience for us because we went and I ended up watching it at the Great Act Theater here. And
that's awesome.
So we went out. I mean, it was just an amazing experience, and to go and seek out that film. I think we were starting to watch more foreign films then, but not like other than some of the Indian films, we weren't really like pushing into those areas. I think Parasite is probably what really started us to do that.
100%.
So
Parasite was the one that we started doing the bonus episodes every other episode.
Yeah.
Because I was looking back,
that's a good point.
Yeah. Because I was like, this is really fucking good. Are there other movies that are this good?
The
answer is not really.
People live around the world.
But it's good to try.
Yeah.
It's good to try.
Well,
one day there might be
bunch,
one. Well, yeah.
They're getting there.
According to our list,
getting
there might be. But yeah. So, all right. So we're going to number 2 now.
Yep.
Number 2.
We're at the poop stage, buddy.
It's John. What do we got?
I mean, I have lots of list regret now. It's like, but I tried.
Oh, he's
like,
got list regret.
List regret.
Oh boy,
You gotta watch out for
where's
that.
the list? Who's
Was
gonna
an
have list
honorable
envy?
mention.
That's what I
I
want.
got list envy already.
Yeah, I got
John
list
and Dad,
envy.
pretty
I love
good. List envy.
But I tried to think of what movies like really stuck with me and what ones like really like, when I think about them, like, oh yeah. And so my number 2 is Uncut Gems.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Honorable mention
Dude, that
for me
one
right there.
That one did not make my list. I had to take it off of there.
Yeah, so honorable mention for
another
TC2.
Yeah,
Sounds like it, right?
Yeah, that film was
Well,
intense.
I guess you're right because I did have it. It
You're
was
thinking about it, it's
technically.
You
close.
kicked it off the list.
Yeah.
That's something.
Yeah, that's an honorable
No.
mention.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what the definition is. That's what the
I think
problem
that's it. It was in the chopping block. It's like one of the scenes that got cut off and on the floor towards the last cut, right?
Right,
It was
right.
like-
Yeah.
Like Parasite was an honorable mention for me, and I'm like, I should have put it on.
That
there.
one's gonna
go
on.
So I feel bad. So if you
Yeah,
get that
right.
feeling, then that's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that movie was one of the most intense films. I think
the most
I've
intense
seen.
film?
Um,
Can you
yeah,
think of a more
possibly.
intense film?
I don't
That
think
movie
so.
is
In terms of the
stress
emotion,
incarnate.
Come on,
It is.
it's definitely
I
more
mean,
intense film. My
I don't
number
know.
2.
I don't
an
know.
emotional
I'm ready.
emotional tension. I mean,
Come on,
What?
but-
Which one
yeah.
we watched?
What do you think was more intense?
my number 2.
No.
Oh,
What
no,
movies?
no.
Oh, maybe if your number 2 is more
Maybe.
stressful
We'll
than
see, we'll see.
Uncut
The one
Gems.
that I'm saying is
anyway.
Oh,
more
don't say it yet,
intense.
don't
It's
say
my
it.
number
Okay,
2.
okay. Well, I'm looking forward to hearing what that is.
I'm gonna go through the fucking list right now. What the fuck is more
Yeah.
stressful than Uncut Gems?
I know we're gonna get there, but again, the way it deals with addiction is as good as any film has tackled that topic. I think, and it applies to any kind of addiction. And Adam Sandler's performance is just ridiculously good. But just the amount of tension in that film, the way it ends, especially, it's just incredible. And I think of it, it's just for a movie to do that. It just. Again, it's not like it's a completely opposite of Shaun of the Dead. This is not a joyful movie at all. But
It is. If you're
really-
fucked up, like we are, apparently, it is
Right.
a pleasure to watch.
Maybe
right?
Well,
if you
it was.
enjoy,
It was. Yeah, but it was an experience. It was a total experience. You experienced what this guy was, and you got to see it, and you even start rooting for him, and that's also amazing. I mean, sort of as much of a dirtbag as he is.
because he's got you
just-
believing his lies. Like if he hits
Right.
this one time, he'll get out of it, which is
right.
totally
And
false.
again,
But you kind of want it to be true.
The total addict kind of thing to do, right?
Oh, yeah.
And
Oh, yeah.
again, it's not just gambling. It can be drugs. It can be anything.
It could be institute.
Yeah.
Just swap out any addiction.
Rock
Right,
collections.
right.
Yeah.
Stamps.
Stamps, NFTs,
It's a
crypto.
geo.
Right,
It's a geode.
right. It's a geode, man. Give me my rock. And then somebody bludgeons them on the head with the rock at the end of that film. Like killed by the rock. Oh yeah, that's powerful. But yeah. So
Dwayne the Rock Johnson smashes a geode on someone's head
Rock-
on Alcatraz. Yeah.
The Rock Collector, starring Dwayne the Rock Johnson. And Lou Diamond Phillips.
It's every
Guaranteed
single
$800 million box
rock-related-
office.
Oh God, yeah. You're good. You're good.
Oh, that's so stupid.
But yeah, that film, the intensity of that film really stuck with me. I think that the director and the writer there, I mean, that's just kind of it was a
Safdie
different-
brothers.
Yeah, they just their take on intensity and sort of movement and pacing is impressive. It's not like. It was unique, or at least it really felt different in terms of how much they really just hit you over the head with stuff.
Did you end up watching Good Time?
No, I need to.
Oh, John, since this is on your list here, you got to put Good Time on your list.
Okay. Yeah, so I definitely will. But also, and it's just great to see Adam Sandler, who does such just sort of awful work otherwise. He's getting paid well and having fun. And it's not
He's
like,
good.
I don't know if they call it bad work, but
I
he's
like
doing
Adam.
Dude, he's been in he makes a shit ton
Well,
of
he
money
did Punch
doing
Drunk
Netflix
Love.
stuff.
Oh, I know,
Punch
I know,
Drunk
I know.
Love. The
Punch
one with
Drunk Love was really
Don
good.
Cheadle. Have you seen that one?
What was that?
TC, have you seen that one? He lost his wife in 9/11 or something like that, and he plays a video game to deal with it. It was super heavy, really good. It's got
Interesting.
Don Cheadle in it. He plays the Colossus game. You know that game, John?
Colossus game.
Shadow of the Colossus.
Shadow of the Colossus?
Yeah, it's
Oh,
like a
wow,
main
there's
plot point in the movie.
A movie about interesting.
Yeah.
Oh,
So you haven't
wow.
seen it. It's a really good movie.
No. I never heard. It's really
Yeah,
interesting.
I don't even know if I've heard of it either.
Yeah,
I'll find
it. Oh, it's Rain
Over Me. That one.
Yeah, interesting. All right,
It's good. It's a good movie. At least it
Yeah.
was way back 15 years ago when I watched it. I thought it was really good.
Yeah, I'd have to check it out. Okay, cool. Anyway, but that's my number 2.
Sweet. Yeah, I'm filling these in. as
So
we
TC's
go.
is TC go next? Because is he
Yes.
or is it you?
Oh, I got to go now. Actually, in case we
you
don't
go
know
now.
it
You
up.
go now. You went. I went. I already went. Yeah, I already went.
For number 2? No, you didn't.
First time.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
no,
I
the
got it,
first
I got
time
it.
though. I went first
what
on the
is
first.
my number 2 here? Where's my list? This is going swimmingly. I thought I had all this
It's
set up
going
over
well.
here. Oh, it's because I thought we were doing the other top 5 first. Okay, here we go.
Oh yeah. Well, don't give us reveal stuff. You just spoil the whole show.
No, I know
Start
people are
reading from
dying
the
to
wrong
know.
Fucking list.
Yeah,
Number
People are dying to know
2.
about the list I barely put together
Of
yesterday.
the films that we
2.
chose to watch.
Number 2.
Yeah. What is it?
I should.
What is it,
I
Teddy?
planned on queuing this up and I didn't, so I'm going to do a little mouth noises here. Akira.
Oh God. Oh.
Oh.
Akira. I stand with my opinion that if Akira was a live action movie, it would be one of the best movies ever made. People would respect it more. I think it has pacing like a real art house movie in a cartoon, which is insane because it was super hard to animate everything here. And they just like slowly pan the cameras down. It's like a Kubrick movie, really. Like
Yep,
the way
yep.
the camera
Oh,
works,
yeah,
it's like
that
a
was
Kubrick
a good
movie.
one.
Yeah, I remember you like
Ah,
walking
now
us
I
through
remember
the
that one.
analysis of the like the scenes, like the
Yeah.
city scenes.
Just the way the camera works, it seems like a movie, which makes the movie seem
Yeah.
more real than other animated movies. The animation is the best animation I've ever seen. Ghibli, Pixar, whatever. In my opinion, Akira is the best animated movie looking. The animation is outstanding. And if you
It was
have never
good.
seen it, watch it with the subtitles on because they actually animate the mouths of all the characters to the Japanese track. So like it looks super good, which like they never do that. It's usually like flappy mouth, like
Just like bop, bop, bop,
because
bop,
it's
bop.
really
Yeah.
hard to
So you're
animate
right,
that shit.
yeah, Kubrick is the right way to say, a strange love aside, the attention to detail, right? That sort of like meticulousness that we love so
And
much.
the world they built is insane. The sound design is insane, just like the sound effects and the Foley, and then also the soundtrack, and then like the removal of sound and everything it has going on there. The deliberate pacing, the hardcore sci-fi storyline, and some fantasy elements, and some extreme violence.
Shit crazy stuff that happens.
Yes.
Yeah.
All of it is awesome. The movie
Yep.
is so good that I will never like other anime, I don't think. Like that's like the one people tell you
Yeah.
to go in and like this is a good stepping stone. And I tried
it's
that.
like, no,
and I was like, this is
unruined.
amazing. And then I watched other ones.
That's
I'm
right.
like, this isn't as good. Nothing is as good as Akira. So I don't like
Right,
anime.
right.
Well, I like Ghibli because that's a little different. The
It's-
vibe is
yeah.
different.
Ghibli's different. Ghibli has there's a different tone
Yeah.
and thing that's going on between.
Yeah.
It's
with
much
that
as
sort of
it's
stuff,
much
but-
more of a sweet like
yes,
good
yes.
time.
It's
right.
more like human
Some of
exploration.
the anime
and
stuff
This
is just like, what
yeah.
the fuck is this shit?
Yeah. But then there's Akira.
Wow.
The movie,
Yeah.
I've like tried to recommend it to people. It's kind of hard to get other people to like it because it's so a lot of things. Like it's animated, it's Japanese, it's
Right.
super violent, it's kind of slow, it's
right.
weird.
It's hard to understand.
Yeah.
That's the one with like the old the
yeah.
old man kid. right?
Yep. The two
Yeah,
little
yeah.
kids
Yeah.
that are super old
Yeah.
and they can like
That are
teleport
like
and
ghosts.
shit.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
weird shit.
No,
Yeah, right.
I agree. It's a good choice,
Yeah.
Danny. Good job.
Like if you're not into any of that stuff, and especially not into like having to read, which is like most Americans, I
It's
think.
all
Yeah,
adding up.
you're not.
And
yeah,
you
it's
kind
all
of need
fucked.
to read because the only thing you'll remember
You
is
do.
that Kaneda! Akira!
Akanida!
Yeah.
Akanida!
It's like, I don't need to read this. I understand what they're saying.
Yeah, I got that one.
Yeah.
He's done. Yeah, he needs help.
He's pissed. What is he
Yeah,
going to do?
Canada
Oh, shit.
needs
He
help.
found a rocket launcher. Oh, shit. It's cranking it up a notch. That's my, it's my number 2.
Yeah, good choice.
TC, number 2.
Well, Battle Royale, baby. Come on.
Oh, more intense than Uncut
Hey,
Gems.
That's
you think?
right. Japanese movies coming in hot number 2.
That's
Hell
right.
yeah,
Okay.
it's more intense. The fucking kids are killing each other.
no,
Get shot in the
no,
face.
no.
Bop, bop, bop.
I know, but it's so over the top. It doesn't,
Fuck you, kids. Yeah, I love it.
Whoever
I've
got
always
your
liked
freaking
that
Uzi
movie.
should have survived
I've
all the
always
way
liked
to
that movie. When I brought that movie up, I was like, this is going to be so stupid. It's going to be great. It's the dumbest, most violent movie you've ever seen.
The one film Quentin Tarantino wishes he'd made, according to
It's not
that's
as dumb
true.
as you would. I mean, it's not that dumb.
no, it's not dumb.
I mean,
it's
the plot is so simple. Put these kids on an island, kill them.
Yeah.
That's it. And like, there's all this drama in between, but like, that's really all it is. Like, when I sum it up in my head, that's what I sum
But that
up.
idea is not inherently good, right? It could have been so shitty.
Oh, could have been terrible.
Yeah.
That idea has gone on to influence like the Hunger Games, Battle Royale,
Yeah,
in video
yeah.
games. Like it was a simple idea, but it actually was
It's
quite
great.
influential.
Yeah. I mean,
Murder
I guess
Games.
it is
Who
like
would have thought,
Murder
huh?
Games.
Jeez.
Yeah.
and
we
isn't it
should've
really
known.
just it's Lord of the Flies, but like way more
But for
bloody.
cash.
But
Yeah,
with the
right.
competition imposed on them, not just letting the kids
Yeah,
like,
right,
be
not just
evil by
letting them-
themselves.
Right.
Yeah,
So another little nugget there, but yeah, I love that movie. I've watched that movie. I don't know, God knows how many times. Especially when I was younger in college, like you get stoned and drink some beers and like watch that crazy movie and be like, "Aren't the Japanese fucked up?" And then everyone's like, "Yeah, sure." And they're like, "That was American culture then," I didn't have much. All I had was I was very white and very much just sheltered in my little Massachusetts bubble. So that was like a big thing, the Japanese movie that, oh, you've seen this? Oh, yeah, you haven't? Oh, you don't know movies. Yeah,
Nice.
sure. I just
that's like
the
Japanese movies influencing American culture. Both of them. I'm
Right.
trying to link it back to Akira a little bit. It's like
Oh, yeah,
they
yeah,
made their
sure.
way over here, and we're just like,
That's
holy
right.
shit, this is awesome. Maybe we should
Yeah,
like
that's exactly
look
right.
into it more.
right.
Find other Japanese movies, and then realize that nothing is quite as good as Battle
Denny
Royale.
said it way better than I did. I think that I probably will watch that one again. I also really like the main character, the adults there, the teacher.
You like the
Oh,
He's in a
teacher?
bunch of different- yeah. Because
And
we've
just
seen
the
him in
way
other
he's a-
movies too. I just think his look he's just got something to him.
Yeah.
There's that too.
He's
So-
got one of the scene I remember the most of that movie is when he like gets shot a bunch and then stands up and walks over to answer his cell phone.
Yeah, just like no
Oh,
big
yeah.
deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's fine.
Right.
Don't worry
We
about it, kids.
Gotta get this.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
And he's not even like upset.
no,
He's just
No,
like, yeah,
no, he's not.
that's
He's
casual.
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
about to die and he's just like, oh, yeah, answer my phone.
Yeah. He's just finally. He's like, finally. Jeez,
Yeah.
I don't have to do this anymore. Fuck. Yeah. So, anyways, that was my number 2. I thought it was a great movie,
Great
and if you like dark and crazy shit, you'll like the movie.
And that solidifies our 3-movie October Halloween tradition. Yay!
That's right.
It's gonna happen again next year.
Oh yeah, well if we don't get to X, we got to watch that. That's definitely. a
we
horror
should
film
definitely do
for us.
that whenever it becomes cheaper than it is right now.
Yep.
All right, we got number 1 time, John.
Number 1, Tim.
Uh-oh.
Favorite movie we've watched since the pandemic has started.
So my number 1 is Flea.
Honorable mention for me.
Oh yeah,
Just throwing that out there.
I just thought about the movies that hit me the hardest, and I think another one that I really really loved, I think it was my top of the last 50 was Come and See, and it was a movie about how war affects everyday people.
That was a lot longer ago. That was like
Was
the
that
fir-
long ago?
Yeah,
was that
yeah.
even like the first
that was-
250? Shit,
I think it might have been
Anyway.
the first. Anyway,
like
yes.
the first 50. Okay, some 50 ago.
Yeah. Once upon a time in a 50 land ago.
That's what this movie sort of made me think of, just because it's so personal. It so reflects on this person's experience of being a refugee, of the guilt that he feels, of his own identity, of dealing with being gay as well. I mean, the movie just, I know it's sort of a documentary, and so maybe it's not sort of quite the movie, but it just
It's totally
is
a
so,
documentary. What do you mean?
Yeah, but it's so amazingly done. That
It's
I
a
don't
weird
care.
documentary though, because it's like
It's got narrative. Yeah.
It's got narrative.
Yeah,
in it.
yeah.
I mean, the animation gives it something else too. So
there's like 3 elements to that
yeah,
that make up
yeah.
its one story.
I
It's good
think
stuff.
just that I don't know, just the way this story is expressed, and it feels so personal, and partially maybe that just feels so timely right now too, with what's going on in Ukraine and everything. But it just really, really got me. I think it's the film that I thought about the most out of the ones that we watched. The ones that, like, in terms of like really having an impact, and really, and again, maybe that's because of current events that makes me think about it. But man, just the way they told a single person's story, how that affects him, how it's like uncomfortable for him to talk about it, how he has trouble with his current partner because he can't speak of the guilt that he feels, and just sort of they don't do it in this sappy way either. They're not like trying to hit you over the head, or it's just more of kind of a sort of factual telling of the story. I think that was just really, really powerful to me. I think it was just an amazing film that I wish more people would see, because it sort of went under the radar, I think, a little bit.
It's free on Hulu. Everyone listening to this podcast right now, you would enjoy it. Listen to it or watch it.
I
Watch the movie.
I just texted someone that I forgot. We got to watch Flea, because I remember talking about it again and then never doing it, never watching it again. It's a tough one to watch.
It's super depressing. Like, the thing that movie is like one story of one refugee, and if you think about how many refugees there are currently and it happened in the history,
in the moment,
it is fucking soul crushing.
He was relatively lucky. He was relatively lucky considering what else he got out. His family got. I mean,
he's actually free.
Right. But, I mean,
kind of. He probably. I mean, he hasn't settled down from the
to some of these
experience
other
yet.
poor people that are doing it now, right?
He didn't. He wasn't stuck. He didn't get killed. But and his family survived. But again, it is. It's like I just think it was so impactful and just so. I don't know. It's so hard to tell these personal stories without being too heavy-handed or too dramatic, and yet trying to give you an understanding of what the experience is like. And I think this film does it as good as anything I've seen.
Agreed. 100%.
Right.
Yeah, the movie's incredible. It didn't win anything, right? It got best documentary, best animated, and best foreign feature. It didn't win anything.
I'd like to. There's that Motown.
Fucking Drive My Car won over Flea,
right.
which is so stupid.
Yeah.
Stupid, TC. I know you kind of like that one, but that's stupid. Would you agree that's stupid? TC Drive My Car better? Come on.
Maybe that's his number
No,
one.
it's not.
Okay,
It's not.
TC,
No, it's not.
Johnny,
It's
you
not.
done?
Yeah,
All
I'm
right.
good.
TC, what do you got?
I was gonna. Yeah, mine is of course T-Tane. No, I'm just kidding.
Wait, so I get to go first. And
That
no,
was
it's
a
your
fake
turn to
out.
go
That was
first.
a fake out. That was a fake out. Yeah, as if that could be a fake out. No, I put and it's probably because it's fresh. I put Licorice Pizza.
Nice.
All right, good for
I
you.
liked that one a lot. So
Nice.
I did watch it a few times already. So,
Since the podcast,
but it's so
nice.
new. Yeah, it's just new too. I think that's part. I like
Yeah,
some
it's
of these I
also
really
freaking
don't
great.
remember.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good too, but a lot of these I don't remember.
So I haven't watched it a second time. You're saying it's good a second and third watch.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Are you
Yeah,
laughing?
I thought so.
Are you laughing?
I mean, I got different parts. There was a different parts that I was just oh, now it makes more sense. There was a couple of those moments of being now that I knew where the story went, some of their little interactions were a little bit more oh, there's a reason for them talking about something later, right?
Nice.
That I didn't catch before. So there's more of just storyline that I caught, not so much jokes. But yeah, I think
That's
it's a good
awesome.
one to have when 6 months from now, a year from now.
It seems like
Try
a
again.
projector type of movie,
Oh, 100%.
outside, just watch the sunset and then watch the movie that takes place during a sunset, basically for 2 hours.
And then remember how lucky you are that you're not, in some other situation.
yeah.
Yeah, I need to see this again. I was drugged when I saw it, so
Yeah.
I feel bad.
I think John missed half of it.
I don't agree with you guys, but I was passed out, so maybe I should try again.
Hey, but you know what? At least you were happy.
That's right. I was. I don't know what's going on in the film, but I'm.
Yeah, but
sleepy.
so for Licorice Pizza, I thought, that's my choice mainly because it was easy to watch. It was fun. It was a nice little, the pedophile part. I got over it. So you gotta get over it.
Oh,
People
yeah,
gotta get
real
over that
easy
if
to
they're
get
gonna
over
like
it.
it.
To credit to
Yeah.
the movie, real easy to get over the whole
Yeah,
pedophilia
yeah,
thing going on in there.
Yeah. I forgot all about it about 2 minutes in.
Yeah.
So,
He's taller than her. So this is fine, right? Everything about this
he
is
looks
fine.
He looks sturdy.
Yeah.
The
He's
kid
There's not
looks
a physical
sturdy.
imbalance
Kid's
there.
got a pot belly.
Yeah.
We're good. We're good to go.
Yeah.
Seymour
right,
Hoffman's
right,
kid,
right.
he can handle it.
He can do anything.
He's been through a lot of shit already.
So,
He's good.
yeah,
He is an
that's
adult.
right.
Come on. Give him a
Yeah.
pass.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's a good point. So, yeah, I mean, that's my number one. So now you're up, Denny. What do you got?
I am up. I'm writing down yours. I don't know how to spell licorice. Spelled it wrong.
L-I-C-O-R-I-C-E.
I can definitely spell pizza. Good for me.
good job. Yeah, pizza. Way to go.
My number one is Dune. Denis Villeneuve
I mean, how could we not?
favorite
know
This
that.
is not a surprise.
living director.
Yeah, that was not surprising.
And Dune was the first movie that I
Wait,
saw.
say that one more time again. Say that again.
Denis Villeneuve is my favorite director that is currently living.
Yes.
I think. I can't think of anyone else. One of my, no one mentioned it, but Arrival. I expected one of you to put that on
I
there, but
know.
that was my
I-
highest honorable mention.
That's
my
an
number-
honorable mention.
Yeah.
That's an honorable mention. Yeah.
Is amazing.
Amazing film. Yeah, I agree.
Blade Runner 2049 is amazing.
Yep, good.
Prisoners
Yep.
is amazing.
Prisoners.
Ensemble is amazing.
Lahane. Was it
No, that
Lahane?
wasn't him. No. That was
damn
way
it.
back in
What
the-
was the one he did? What was the one he did? Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Incendies.
Incendies. That was what
That's
I
the
was thinking.
one.
Yes.
Incendies.
Ensemble
Yes.
is how the French say it.
Encendies.
Encendies.
Again, we should watch Sicario.
Yes, we should.
Well,
It's
yeah,
stupid
we
how
don't
that
know
movie isn't on there. Every single movie
yeah.
he's done that I've watched, I've only ever watched like Incendies and On. He has a couple other French movies that I haven't watched, and I probably should just
we should watch
them.
all his stuff.
Yeah.
We should. I'd be happy to watch all his stuff.
Guy-
we like everything he's done.
Is the best director for scale. In every one of his movies, there's always shots that just really expand the world of the movie. He cuts to like just a shot of a city or a shot of a spaceship in a field or a shot of the planet Arrakis, and it's just like This place is fucking huge, and it doesn't feel shoehorned into the movie at all, like a lot of those like setting shots do.
Well, no,
a lot of the time.
even if it is, but it's not. It's still not shoehorned. There's such a beautiful scene of the ship rising out of the water that doesn't have to be there at all. But I don't care. And it's just
literally
gorgeous.
that one scene. I'm just like, that's all it takes. It's number one. Yeah. It's my favorite movie we watched in the thing.
And that didn't have to be in the film, but goddamn, it's amazing to watch that shot.
Plus the sound. Fucking Hans Zimmer, the low end of that movie, the special effects design in that movie, like the sound effects mixed in, like the way he works with like the sound editors. He has the composer and he has the sound effects people, and they work during the entire production. We talked about this during Arrival, where they work together. They're usually totally separate teams, and they fight over space in the frequency range. But in his movies, they kind of designate frequency ranges for whatever's going on in the scene. So like, they'll mix the soundtrack in with the sound effects in ways that no other movie does it. And it kind of makes it confusing and awesome sometimes. Sometimes it's like the way it works out.
Seeing Arrival in the theater was amazing. And before Dune 2 comes out, I'll bet they'll re-release Dune 1 in the theaters again. I'm looking forward to that because you got to see Dune in the theaters. I didn't. And I envy you that because I think and Denny himself is he's very much a proponent of people seeing films in the theater. He had a kind of a spat with Time Warner for putting it on HBO Plus and was kind of pissed about all that. And I think it's not necessarily the case for all movies, but certainly for his, he builds these for the big screen and for the big sound systems.
And you can tell.
He builds it for scale, like you say, and to achieve that kind of scale, you need the massive sound system and big screen too, because that's
like
also
you almost have to check it in the theater as you're going, right?
Yeah. I mean, that's what he's aiming for.
That's the place that's going to erupt. Yeah,
right. Yeah, whether it's of sound or the vision and visuals, and he does that like nobody. I mean, you say best living director, but probably as far as audio visual composition best ever.
Yeah. Like the way I know he doesn't like have his hand directly in those departments, but in every one of his movies, he's able to do things that other directors don't like the sound cuts, the way he like cuts sometimes with like a loud boom, like a Hans Zimmer boom, and just lets it like echo out in like this loud, it sounds like a real like concrete echo chamber or something. Yeah. And it just lets you sit there.
For all we know, they might record that.
They probably do. They have all the, now they have all the money. Yeah. They can do it. Yeah. It just sounds, it sounds incredible.
Because
front to back.
we all know when we recorded anything with natural reverb mics, they sounded a lot better than without them.
Yep.
So like doing that shit in a real room, I mean, that can make or break that moment in those films, especially for those huge spaces. I know. I mean, like now my mind's going. I'm thinking about all those moments in those movies again.
That's right.
Like,
Honorable mention.
I remember that.
Selection envy.
The only thing is, I wish Dune had better characters.
Shut up, John.
Actors.
Shut up. We're talking about how good Dune is. Shut your face.
No, but that's what when I
the characters are amazing. You fucking book nerd.
Shut up, John.
Right.
Yeah. So John, I understand what you're saying, but from my perspective, the book is
reading,
boring.
John.
The book is boring as shit. I had to put it down. I rarely put books down.
That's fine. I'm just not.
The movie does it for me. John. It's perfect for people like me. So whatever you're about to say, it's not a bad thing about it.
I'm not seeing.
It's not bad, John. It's just. It's not for you.
John.
It's all
Shut
I'm
up,
saying.
John. Shut up, John.
I'm saying
shut your mouth,
John.
Awesome. It's just not for you. It's okay.
No,
it's
it
not
is for me. I'm just
John,
saying.
Shut up.
Why can't it be for me too?
I just don't want you to talk negatively on it, John. I've watched that movie like 6 times since it's come out.
Movie is
fantastic. It's so good. I'll watch it.
I think it is good.
I'll keep watching it. It never gets bad. It's still not getting bad. And they just cast Christopher Walken and Florence Pugh.
He's going to be the emperor.
By the way, what is that about? How is he?
Awesome.
I got
his
googly eyes on the sandworms. Googly eyes.
Googly eyes.
Wow. It's a lot of sand. Wow.
I stuck the spice up my ass.
Hey, spice up my ass.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh. That's like Andrew Dice Clay or something.
Yeah,
hey, hickory dickory dock, it's a worm over on the clock. Hey.
Oh, man. Anyway.
Oh, God. TC's gone.
Anyway, have you seen the
Severance, get another 7-Up
show? It's like an Apple Plus show.
Yes, show's
he
good.
Just showed up in it. Like we were watching it this afternoon before the podcast, and
have you seen that? TC?
Look, there's Christopher Walken.
Which one?
Severance?
No.
It's really good.
It's really
You should-
good.
You should check it
He's
out.
also in a new one called, what's it? Outer Range or something like that?
Oh,
is he
no,
in
what
that
was it?
too?
Is that?
No, he was in some other one.
That's Josh
Outlaws
Brolin?
or Outlaws, maybe? Outlaws?
Maybe not. I know there's a film. There is Outer Range. That is a new one.
Yeah,
Josh
that is-
Brolin, right?
It's not him, though. Yeah, that's Josh Brolin.
Josh
yeah,
Brolin. But Josh is at everything. That doesn't matter.
That's
Doesn't
true.
mean anything.
It's
It's
Outlaws.
got Josh
Outlaws.
Brolin in
Outlaws.
it. And as opposed to what?
Movies without him? That doesn't exist. Fuck you.
I didn't know they made those. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, The Outlaws. He's in The Outlaws.
Mm.
That's
Ah.
another one.
Okay.
So he is working again, clearly.
Yeah. Oh, did he take some time off or something?
I mean, I hadn't seen him in shit
That's
for a
true.
while.
You're right. Yeah. He's great in Severance. He's. I mean, I don't know if it's a big
Those
part.
bills
but
are coming due, and he had to
Yeah,
pay
maybe
the
so.
car.
That Deer Hunter
Ex-wives
money
and
is
shit.
dried up at this point.
Oh God,
That's
Dear
right.
Hunter.
All right, so that's our top three. All
I
right.
would say one thing though. Are there any honorable mentions there that we didn't? Because there's like one
yeah,
movie
I
want to mention.
had two honorable mentions that I didn't. I had three total. I mentioned Arrival.
Okay, you mentioned Rival.
So we're gonna do the honorable mentions and just
just
kinda,
to mention it, it's like 'cause
Just
these are
quickly,
films that,
yeah,
like,
sure,
it's
why
like-
not?
Like it's kind of like Knives Out is one that I just wanted to. I mean, it's not in my list, but I just loved it. I thought that was just an amazing modern film.
what?
Really? What?
What? Wait, TC.
Yeah, I thought you
didn't like
liked
that
it.
one?
You liked it.
I didn't
What are
like
you
it.
doing? Are you just being an ass
He's
right
being
now?
an
'Cause
ass.
I remember you liked it too.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't.
Honor to Armis. Come
I didn't
on.
like it.
How do you not like
Yeah.
that?
Yeah. I mean,
What
oh,
about
you
The
liked it.
Matrix? You
Yeah.
like The Matrix, right?
oh, shut up, you.
Give an honorable mention to The Matrix.
I know you didn't
What?
like it, Denny, but
No one's
but
giving an honorable
Hamilton-
mention.
Hamilton.
Oh
is
yeah,
another
no,
one that I
Macbeth.
loved.
Macbeth. That
No,
was a
shut
great
up,
one.
Shut up. What's wrong with you? You walked away and you came back an asshole.
Power of the
Come on.
Dog. Power of the Dog. That was a good one.
Okay, all right.
What have you done, John?
You need to go to bed. What's wrong with you? Getting all grouchy here. Hamilton's another one just because I love the. It felt like you were there at an amazing performance, watching amazing talent.
What about 1917?
and- Yeah, that's good too.
There you
go. I also
That's a good
wanted
one.
to
That's
say
a real
the
one.
Other
Yeah, that's a
film
real
was
honorable mention.
Anne Headhunt because I loved that one too. That one stuck with me.
Oh, yeah.
The blind piano player Indian
What
film.
about
I love
Pig?
that.
Come on,
Pig was good.
Pig.
Pig was good.
I didn't fuck the pig.
Oh, we got to see that other Nicolas Cage film. That other the amazing weight of unbearable talent movie. Whatever.
I'm a huge
one.
Cage
Babadook?
fan. That movie looks
Yeah.
boring as fuck.
It got good reviews.
I know.
It was-
I
it
think
had
I don't
some-
know. I think
No,
the critics are
anyway.
happy that he's finally like realizing he's a shitty actor, and they're like, "Yay,
Oh,
good
he's
for you
gonna-
for knowing that,
Oh,
Nicolas
we're gonna have
Cage."
that talk.
Yeah,
Took him a
anyway.
long time.
All right, you guys got any
I have
other honorables?
two I didn't mention. I'd put Arrival on there for other
Yes.
like the reasons I already stated. I would put T-Tane on there. That was almost in my top three. That movie is so
Whoa.
fucked up, and
That's true.
there's nothing else like
yeah.
it, and
Yeah.
it's really stuck with me. Like that movie's really in my head, stuck with me.
Yeah.
And then the other one is Evil Dead 2. That movie
Oh,
is
of course.
one of the most rewatchable movies ever. I watch it once a year. It is awesome.
I've heard that the new Doctor Strange film by Raimi has a lot of homage to Evil Dead 2.
I've
in
heard
it.
that too.
Yeah, so that would be a fun one to watch.
I've also heard that Raimi is old and that movie may not be good.
Okay. I didn't hear
Happens.
about that. I didn't hear those parts.
Oh,
Oh, poor Raimi.
poor Raimi. All right, so
Any-
little
any
break.
others?
We need to
A
do
little
bottom
break,
two.
or-
I need a break.
Okay.
Bottom two. We didn't even get through the top three. Bottom two of the other movies. Jesus.
Top 'em.